Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen to the final race of Race Room Asia Championship League. So right now we have 15 cars on the track. This is of course the final race happening right here at Suzuka. Suzuka of course located in Japan. 18 corners, 5.8 kilometers long. That's of course very iconic track, made by the man himself, Soichiro Honda. So what's happening right now is qualifying session. It's 30 minutes long, and as you can see, everyone's going out for their out lap, trying to warm up the tires as much as they can. It's gonna be quite a train here, so they might wanna spread out a little bit as Arvind Taruna and Rama Maulana goes out of the final corner at turn 18 onto the main straight. So as the drivers are going for their hot lap, a shout out to all our sponsors: SimFai Solutions, Asia Driver Search, Plus 65 Motorsports, Nanopulsar Taurus Industries, and Husingville. So speaking of sponsors, these guys will be fighting for a prize pool which is very attractive. We have two classes in this race, so there's the Pro class and the Pro M class. So in the Pro class, the first prize will receive a cockpit frame by SimFai Track Car Challenge Experience by ADS, and a Nanopulsar battery conditioner by Taurus Industries. So those prizes alone are already worth almost $3,000 to $4,000. So very attractive prizes to be won here tonight. Alright, so let's check with the leaderboard. Alright, so right now in the leaderboard is Jaka Siswoyo from Indonesia, driving the number 12 Mercedes AMG from YLab Motorsports. He's currently leading the Drivers' Championship by 100 points in front of Andika Rama Maulana, also from Indonesia, of YLab GT Sim ID, driving the number 34 Mercedes AMG. 100 points behind, so Andika Rama has to get a race win tonight in order to be in front of Jaka Siswoyo. Meanwhile, Arvind Taruna is currently in third. Not far behind him is Jason Tay from Singapore, representing Gran Turismo Singapore in the number 18 BMW. Just 50 points behind Arvind Taruna. So that is the top three from the Pro class. So in the Pro M class we have Friki Siger, only 5th overall actually. So even though he's in a Pro M class, he's actually quite fast. Has been putting a lot of work and effort to get to where he is at the moment. Friki Siger from Indonesia. Down in 8th is Blake Holden from Australia, from Dark Side Sim Racing. He's sitting comfortably in 8th, but just behind him is Mada Andika with 857 points, so just about 30-ish points behind. So there will be a fight to be witnessed between Blake Holden and Mada Andika tonight. Alright, so most of the drivers have already clocked the first few laps. So at the moment we have Maulana currently in first, Jaka Siswoyo in second. So the top fight for first and second between the two rivals, Maulana and Siswoyo, is heating up. Meanwhile, countryman from Singapore, Alif, and Jason Tay, 3rd and 4th respectively. Rafi Haditama in 5th. Aiman Haziq from Malaysia in 6th. Blake Holden from Australia in 7th. Madandika in 8th. Zulfriqi Wajdi in 9th. And Jonathan Lee in 10th. Alright, so at the moment we have 15 cars on the track. 2 drivers have, 5 drivers haven't clocked the time yet. So these people are Fikri Segir, Prabhu Rajalu, Arvin Taruna, Henrico and Kaylen Chin. So right now we are watching Pro-Am First Class Fikri Segir in the pink BWT livery Mercedes AMG as he goes full throttle into 130R. Alright, next we are looking at Jonathan Lee. Alright, out of the hairpin he goes, very slow corner there. Sometimes you might have to go into first gear actually if you make a mistake. Alright, so in the qualifying session, these cars won't have DRS activated, so it's all down to the driver to make the difference in the qualifying. Alright, so now on board with Jonathan Lee. Let's take a look at him going into 130R. So let's see if he lifts off. I don't think so. Flat out of 130R there. And hard on the brakes going into the Casio chicane. Yep, and out of turn 18 onto the final straight. So let's see, 2 green sectors from Jonathan Lee. Let's see if he makes improvement. Right, faster times, but he stays in 11th, Jonathan Lee. Alright, so next up, Arvin Taruna going out the last corner, currently sitting in 12th. He hasn't set a time yet actually, so let's see what he can do. And Arvin Taruna, provisional pole. Just 0.04 seconds in front of fellow countryman Maulana, but still very early in this qualifying session. Still have about 20 minutes to go, and if anything was to show from the past few races, anything can happen. Alright, a little bit of a spin there by Wajdi in the Casio corners. And into the pits he goes. Alright, so now we have Jason Tay out of the hairpin, turn 11. So Jason Tay has made a reputation for himself for being different in terms of speed strategy. So will we be able to see a very risky move from Jason Tay tonight? I wonder as well. Because remember in Zhuhai he did the undercut on his fellow competitors and it paid off. Well, for race 1 at least. Right, so first green sector, second no improvement. Will he be able to save this lap? Alright, and he does. He moves himself up to 3rd position. Okay, but even with that mistake, he's able to make the 3rd, so that means these guys still have a lot of pace in the tank. So this will most probably not be still set in stone yet. Meanwhile, Jaka Siswoyo now heading into Spoon Curve, I believe. Yes, Spoon Curve. Yep, nice exit there from Jaka Siswoyo. Right, so now off we go into 130R. Almost flat out there. In fact, he clocked the purple sector then, sector 2, into the Casio chicane. Highly likely there will be incidents in that corner later on during the race. Right, Jaka Siswoyo now crossing the finishing line and moves himself up to 3rd. Slow 3rd sector there by Jaka Siswoyo. Right, so meanwhile, Muhammad Alif also crossed the line, improves his time slightly, goes up to 4th. Alright, so now we are looking at Henry Ko. Henry Ko from the Pro-Am category. Alright, so as you can see there, like the Casio chicane, hard braking zone there. Alright, and off he goes for a start. So let's ride on board with Henry Ko now as he goes into the first corner. Alright, and off he goes into the iconic S curves. So you gotta actually maintain a rhythm as you go into these corners. Break that rhythm and you'll mess up the lap for sure. Alright, pretty good movement there by Henry Ko. Alright, up onto Spoon Curve. Sorry, my bad, that's Dunlop. Yep. Alright, so into Dagner. It's a double right-hander underneath the bridge. Alright, so next up is the Hairpin. Very hard braking there. Alright, next up is Spoon Curve. So it's a pretty tricky corner, Spoon Curve, because of the off camber. So gotta get the entry right. Alright, and then onto the famous 130R. I believe, if I'm not wrong, there are 2 deaths recorded here at the 130R corner. 130R, of course, based on the radius, the 130-degree radius of that corner. In modern cars, taken flat out, so you're reaching speeds of up to almost 200 kilometers per hour. Alright, and Henry Ko crosses the line in 14th place. Alright, so we see Fiki Sugiri here on the tail of Jonathan Lee. Yep, he's catching up onto Jonathan Lee. Jonathan Lee moves all the way. Let's flicker by. Alright, tries to get a slipstream. Look, they're heartbreaking to the chicane. So far so good. The practice session from earlier helped prep the drivers, for sure. Jonathan Lee goes into the pits. Flicker Sugar about to cross the line and moves himself up to 6. Alright, so 13 minutes left into this qualifying session. And Arvind Taruna currently still leading the pack. No change in the standings yet, up in front. So let's look at Rafi Haditama. Coming to spoon curve. Good first sector from him. Let's see if he does well on the second one. Might get a tour from Arvind Taruna in front, so let's see. Not a good second sector there from Haditama. But if he gets a good third sector, he might be able to push himself up. Alright, so 14 guys have already set the time, all except for Kalen Chin. See, Kalen Chin currently is still in the pits actually. Yep. So alright. On board with Jalu. Prawila Jalu. Seems to be struggling here in Suzuka. Bad second and third sectors from Prawila Jalu. Alright, so we are looking now at second place Maulana. Actually, while we are talking, Arvind Taruna has actually extended his lead from Maulana by 0.1 of a second. Let's ride on board with Maulana as he goes for his lap. Let's see. Alright, off he goes into the S's. Try to get a good rhythm there, as you can hear from the exhaust on and off the throttle. Slight tab of brake there, get the car stable. Sticks on the inside, get a good exit out. Onto the Dunlop curve, which is an uphill. A few people has already hit the cones there. Some debris on the track, and into the Dagna curves. Alright, purple sector there from Adhika Maulana. This might be interesting. Let's continue watching his progress up the field. Nice exit there out of the hairpin. Maulana, of course, the only Asian driver to represent Asia during the recent race room competition at. Sorry, so Maulana has. Let's see, it's gone for a while there. Alright, as I was saying, Maulana is the only Asian to represent us in the race room challenge, the Mercedes challenge at Hockenheim. Very fast driver, of course. Not a good second sector there by Maulana. So let's see what he does as he crosses the line. Not enough to knock Arvind Taruna off pole position. But good first sector there for Maulana. He'll probably be going for another stint. he's able to replicate that fast first sector. Really pushing the limits there of the car. Alright, another first sector in the purple region, so all he needs now is to string 2 more purple sectors and he'll be right in front. Alright, so Maulana thinks that's not good enough, so he goes back to the pits and starts again. Alright, so Blake Holden as well just got out of the pits. He'll be going for his flying lap. Meanwhile, facing some traffic there. That will definitely affect his lap times for sure. We saw Arwin Turner that stopped at the side of the track. Wonder what happened to him. So it seems that a lot of the drivers are finding it hard to get consistent timings on the second and third sectors, which is understandable because the corners there are pretty tricky. And Seger goes off course there in the Casio chicane. Alright, so Blake Holden now trying to chase down Maulana. Alright, so as the driver behind, and you know that the driver in front is one of the faster drivers, it's always good to try and chase the driver in front, learn their lines, try to get a tow as well. In fact, Blake Holden is catching up to Maulana at the moment. You could visibly see the distance getting shorter. So this might be a good lap for Holden. Alright, so we are about 6 minutes to go into this qualifying session. And Blake Holden goes for his flying lap. Alright, so now Blake Holden now trying to chase down Maulana. As you can see that Maulana is opening up the pace. They were pretty close earlier during the out lap. So this is the difference between the Pro M class and the Pro class. Not in terms of the car itself, because the cars are, well, let's say the setup is fixed, so it's all down to the driver. Hold in there, onto the grass a little bit. Alright, green sector there from Blake Holden. Onto the hard braking zone for the hairpin. Alright, nice exit there by Blake Holden. Oh, gets out of shape there. A bit of a wheel spin. Alright, onto the spoon curve. Sets you up, carry as much speed as possible. Get as fast as possible to 130R. And as you can see in front there, Rama Maulana is already off into the sunset. But still another green sector for Blake Holden, so this might be a good one for him. Hard braking into the Casio chicane. Tries to carry as much speed as he can out of the last corner. And here he comes onto the checkered flag, moves himself up to 12th. Alright, meanwhile, Arwin Taruna. Purple sector from him, so he can still go faster, Arvind Taruna. So let's take a look at his lap. So everyone else has been struggling to get a good time for second sector and third, so let's see what he can do. Very smooth there into the spoon curve. You can see that these lines are very tight. Another purple sector from Arvind Taruna, so this might be a good one from him. All he needs now is to keep a cool calm head. Hard braking now into the Casio chicane. Ensure there's no wheel spin out of that corner. Onto the main straight. Alright, he knows it's going to be a good one. Let's see whether he's able to get faster. No. Just by 100th of a second. So not enough there for Arvind Taruna to extend his lead even further from Maulana. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this broadcast, just so you know that this is the final race for Race Room Asia Championship League Season 2. So if you're watching this and wondering how to get into this championship series, do contact us at our Facebook page and we'll get back to you shortly with regards to information on Season 3. I believe it will happen around February or March, so stay tuned. So if you are based in Asia, don't hesitate and contact us to find out more. Alright, so Maulana going into the pits. So on the track at the moment, we only have 4 drivers: Rama Maulana, Muhammad Alif, Jason Tay and Blake Holden. Maulana that goes onto the grass. Yeah, he's going to be staying there for quite a while. I wonder what happened. Alright, so Blake Holden now, trying to improve his time further, gets a good second sector. Bit messy there out of the Casio chicane. Alright, and Blake Holden managed to improve his time further. Goes into okay. Oh, he lost his wheel there and the bumper as well. It's gonna be, and look at this too. Jason Tay and Maulana on the grass. Alright, and so that's it for qualifying session. Alright, don't go anywhere folks. The race 1 is gonna happen soon, so stay tuned. Alright, so drivers now lining up on the grid. 15 drivers tonight. Alright, so Arvind Taruna is currently in pole position. Alright, so get ready now. Lights off and away they go. Arvind Taruna off to a good start. Maulana gonna control the inside line into the first corner. Not fast enough, so Arvind is gonna be leading this train into the S's. So off they go there. Will we be able to see a long train of drivers tonight? Let's see. Into the SS, so all of them has to keep the rhythm while still chasing and defending at the same time. There's a lot of work there. Alright, some people already hitting the cones there up on Dunlop. So let's see, into Dagner. So far Maulana is just right up the rear of Arvind Taruna. Alright, hard braking now into the hairpin. So it's 3 Indonesians up at front and the 2 Singaporeans in 4th and 5th. Alright, so Jason Tay trying to get as close as possible to Jaka Siswoyo. Jaka Siswoyo, the championship leader, is currently in 3rd position. His nearest rival Maulana is in 2nd. Alright, see a few cones there. I wonder where they come from. I guess the marshals didn't put it back prior to the race, probably. Alright, so DRS will be activated right now, I believe. So Maulana now, still within striking distance to Arvind Taruna, just right up behind his bumper. Same goes for Jason Tay in the background there, as he locks on to Jaka Siswoyo. Alif has already dropped his pace slightly. Alright, let's take a look at Maulana here. As you can see, that's very close. They might be making a move very soon. And it might happen at the hairpin actually. So let's see now. Hard on the braking. Tries to go make a move there, but nope. He's gonna be staying close to Arvind Taruna. Alright, so meanwhile Jason Tay now just within striking distance with DRS open. Is gonna brake hard now into Spoon. Alright, and the bell is gonna continue now on to the main straight. Jaka Siswoyo as well. Now both Jaka and Tay open up the DRS. Each of them within 100 to 200 of a second behind each other. Flat out now, out of 130R. In fact, Maulana has already overtaken, and now Jason Tay tries to overtake on the inside and moves himself up into 3rd position. Alright, so in lap 2 there, changes in the positions right now. In fact, now Alif is moving himself up, overtakes Jaka Siswoyo. My, what has happened here? Jaka Siswoyo seems to have lost some pace there. Right. So meanwhile, Taruna is in 2nd place. Now Jason Tay is going to be chasing down Arvind Taruna. Maulana right now in 1st position. He will have to win the next 2 races in order to move himself up the championship points to get 1st place. And at the moment, Jaka Siswoyo is in deep trouble. And we can see here Pro-Am driver Fikri Seger is going to be launching on the inside of Ayman Haziq. It's not even in the same category, but he's racing for the position nonetheless. Alright, so Arvind Taruna now. DRS open. Maulana has none, so it's gonna be quite defenseless now onto this long straight. coming into 130R. Arvind Taruna, is he gonna make a move? Not yet. Tries to get as close as possible to Maulana. Hard braking now into the Casio chicane. Jason Tay as well, now closing the gap between himself and Arvind Taruna. Alright, so now side by side, Arvind Taruna opens up DRS onto the main straight. Off they go. Jason Tay tries to get a toe as well along with DRS. And is he going to take... Yes, he does. He takes Maulana on the inside into the first corner. Side by side they go. Both drivers being gentlemen to each other, giving space. Good driving there from both drivers. So Jason Tay now currently in second. But Maulana now just right at the bumper of Jason Tay, as you can see there. A close shot here of the front bumper of Rama Maulana. Very, very close racing we are witnessing here, folks. And wow. Alright, so now back to the action. Into the hairpin they go. While these two are squabbling about, Arvind Taruna is going to take the chance to run away as far as possible. We've seen this happen before. Meanwhile, Maulana now with DRS open. Going into Spoon. Alright, so here we go. The long train of DRS, guys. Jason Tay is... I'm not sure if he got DRS there. Because if he doesn't, he is under trouble. Because there's 3 guys right behind him right now. Hard braking. Alright, so it's a 4-way fight right now for second place. I believe something must have happened to Kalen Chin. He is currently sitting in 14th. Very, very long way away. Alright, so Jason Tay will get DRS as well. He's close enough to Arvind Taruna. 0.5 seconds. Alright, and the pit window is open as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, for these 30-minute races, we do have a mandatory pit stop for the drivers. So they will have to pit eventually, and this is where the strategy comes in. Right, Jaka Siswoyo, championship leader at the moment. He will need to get past at least the 3 cars in front in order to save his championship title hopes. Meanwhile, Maulana now, he will need that first position back again in order to be ahead of Jaka Siswoyo. So, as you can see that Jason Tay tries to weave in and out, goes on the inside of Arvind Taruna, gets the dive, but doesn't get the move done. Great defending there by Arvind Taruna. But now Jason Tay is very, very close to Arvind Taruna. He is gonna get DRS again, and off he goes. But he takes on the outside. Arvind Taruna is gonna be on the inside. He tries to defend against Rama Maulana. Oh, fender to fender there actually. Door to door racing. This is what we call door to door racing, folks. Alright, and the group of 5 have bunched up again. But this time it's Jason Tay from Singapore, currently in first position in the Shell livery BMW. Wow, this is very, very close racing, folks. can see there on Arvind Taruna's left side there a little bit of scratches from the, well, when he was trading paintwork with Jason Tay. Oh wow, right on the bumper there from the yellow color BMW. Alright, so Jason Tay now currently in front. So in this race alone we have I think about, oh, Alif there goes off course, tries to fight there between himself and Jaka Siswoyo and Arvind Taruna, but caught a little bit of grass. But that little bit of grass is a lot when you're going at about 200 kilometers per hour. So right now, Maulana, DRS open into 130R, chasing down Jason Tay. So as I was saying earlier, in this race alone we have about 3 to 4 changes in position at the front, so, and we still have 18 minutes left to go in this race. It's the final race, of course, so it is all out at the moment. You can see there Maulana is actually pushing Jason Tay to go faster. The gap between the two of them and Arvind Taruna has also opened as well. Alright, so it's BMW. Oh! Maulana touches the rear of Jason Tay and it caused him to spin instead. Maulana must be furious with himself. Meanwhile, Arvind Taruna has moved himself up to second. Alif now trying to get past Jaka Siswoyo. Jaka Siswoyo makes a mistake, goes onto the grass, and Alif moved himself up to fourth. And you can see there in the background now, Ayman Haziq gonna try to capitalize on that mistake as well, goes on the inside. But now he has to go onto the outside that happened. So Ayman Haziq now trying to get past Jaka Siswoyo. Jaka Siswoyo today not driving like his usual self. Right, and we thought that the first opening laps were intense. It seems that it's going to be even more intense throughout the entire race. Alright, so as the fight at the front settling down a little bit, Jaka Siswoyo now trying to get close to Alif to get back his position. Meanwhile, don't discount Ayman Haziq and Fikri Sigri yet. They are still there looking at the back. Look at that row, guys. You can see them, Maulana trying to take a look on Arvind Taruna. Alright, so these three guys are still fighting it out. So I've actually spoken to Jason Tay before. He himself admits that he doesn't really have the pace as compared to the guys at the front, such as Arvind Taruna and Maulana. So all he can do is try to outsmart them in terms of strategy. So will we see the undercut made famous by Jason Tay later on? Let's see. 15 minutes in, about 15 minutes left into this race. It is about time that they're gonna make a pit stop soon. Arvind there making a bit of a shunt on Jason Tay. Slows down a little bit, tries to give back the position. And now off they go, side by side. Maulana trying to squeeze through, but these two are not gonna leave space for him. Meanwhile, Arvind has managed to overtake. Maulana tries to go on the inside and outside, trying to look for any gap he can. Jason Tay right now at a disadvantage. He doesn't have DRS as he was leading the race. So all he can do now is just hang back, try to get that slipstream. Meanwhile, Jaka Siswoyo has moved himself up to 4th. Alif went down to 5th. As you can see there, Ayman Haziq and Fikri Sigir as well in the background, waiting for an opportunity to arise. Alright, and all of them goes into the pit at the same time. So Arvind Taruna is the one who set the ball rolling. So all of them now are gonna have to get a good pit stop. Oh my goodness, this is pretty interesting stuff here, folks. Let's see who will be the first to come out of the pits. Alright, I can see that. Oh, Arvind Taruna. Okay, so Jason Tay side by side there with Maulana. He was about to overtake there, but not fast enough. It was a fight even in the pit lane. So off they go now into the traffic. Actually, I saw a few of the back markers there. They will have to give way to these guys coming through. Alright, so you can see a little bit of shuffling there. Zulfikri Wajdi from the Pro M class. He's actually leading the race at the moment. Yeah, you can see there in front, Arvind Taruna now from the Pro class is gunning down. You can see he's flashing his lights there, trying to get Wajdi out of the way, despite Wajdi having the official track position. Alright, so these guys here from earlier, Ayman Hazik, Fikri Segir, Jaka Siswoyo, all of them now trying to get close as possible. Alright, so Maulana now trying to get past the back marker. Trying to close the gap between himself and Arvind Taruna. As you can see that everyone's flashing their lights on Zulfikri Wajdi. Good job there for giving way. It is not easy, especially having to give way to these guys who are charging through and fighting for position. You don't want to be that guy who spoils the race for everyone else. Alright, but so far Wajdi doing a good job there, getting out of the way. Alright, but he has affected. Oh, I see a bit of a bump there by Wajdi as he tries to go into the pits. As you can see there, because of that, the gap between each of the drivers from first all the way to 7th is much wider now as compared to before. So the top 2 doesn't have DRS. Top 3, make it top 3 actually, but the rest has. So this will give them a chance to catch up to the guys at the front, and we might be able to see another all-out battle again. So Jaka Siswoyo, Alif and Hazik and Segir. Jason Tay gonna try to get as close as possible to Maulana. Otherwise he'll be defenseless against the guys at the back who has DRS. Alright, so 11 minutes to go into this race. The leaderboard itself, I can see Maulana is inching close to Arvind Taruna at the front. As for Jason Tay, he has slipped back almost 2 seconds behind Maulana, so he better be careful. Alright, so Jason Tay now gonna get DRS. So you can see that Jason Tay tries to make a move on Maulana, does the dummy, goes onto the inside, but Maulana defended well. I must say, great driving by Jason Tay tonight. Despite admitting not having the pace, he's actually putting up a good fight against the Indonesian drivers. But Jaka Siswoyo now all over the bumper of Jason Tay. Jason there misses the apex. Jaka Siswoyo takes a look. Alright, so Ayman Haziq now closing into Muhammad Alif. Right, very close there. I think Ayman Haziq might be making a move soon, and he does. Goes on the inside, and he managed to overtake. Ayman Haziq moves himself up to 5th just before 130R. Jaka Siswoyo, Jason Tay and Maulana now very close to each other. However, Maulana is 1.5 seconds behind Arvind Taruna. Taruna now should be comfortable in front. Jason there tries to attack but defend at the same time there against Maulana and Jaka Siswoyo. We've seen Jason Tay being too kind there and when defending back in Suhai especially. Seems to have learned his lesson and is driving a little bit more aggressively now. Oh, Jason Tay there makes a mistake at the hairpin there. You can see a little bit of a drift there by Jason Tay, but he managed to keep his position by just some margin. Jaka Siswoyo seemed to have been spooked out by that slide there by Jason Tay. Alright, so off they go again. On to the back straight into 130R. Jason Tay, that you can see that tries to cover off Jaka Siswoyo by staying in the center. Meanwhile, oh! Shunned there by Jaka Siswoyo on Jason Tay. Under braking. Oh my goodness. Jason Tay must be furious. It was going so well for him, but it is what it is. Right, so Jaka Siswoyo like making another piece of contact on Muhammad Alif, but due to that, Fikri Seger has moved himself up to 4th place. And now Jaka Siswoyo is trying to fight back for that position with Muhammad Alif into gases. You can see there Jaka Siswoyo darting left and right, trying to get into a position where he can overtake. Muhammad Alif now not giving it up so easily. In fact, Ayman Haziq is currently in 3rd position. So Jason Tay now down in 7th. Still going, so that's a good sign. Alright, so we'll see if the driver is gonna protest with regards to that incident to the stewards later on. But I think that was more of a racing incident than anything. Alright, so Jaka Siswoyo made a clean move there on Muhammad Alif. He's currently in 5th position. Alright, so the top 2 drivers, Arvind Taruna and Andika Maulana, is pretty much firm. it's gonna be a battle for third place between Fikri Segir and Ayman Haziq. Despite being a Pro-M driver, Fikri Segir currently in 4th position. Alright, so it seems that we have a confirmation that Kailan Chin is retiring from this race. His car is back in the pits. Siswoyo needs to get as high up as possible to get those championship points. Oh, Jaka Siswoyo! I saw someone made a mistake there. Was it Siswoyo? I don't think so. Fikri Segir now, right behind Ayman Haziq with DRS open. Closing in the gap ever so slightly. Hard on the brakes now. Into the Casio chicane. Alright, so Fikri Segir now taking a look on the inside. Both of them fighting under braking, but Fikri Segir currently in 3rd position. This is a Pro-M driver we're talking about. And he's fighting for the top 3 podium spots. But it's not the first time we've seen this from Fikri Segir. So we have about 2 minutes left into race 1. In fact, as you can see there, Fikri Segir opening up the gap slightly to Ayman Haziq. Aha! And what has happened here? Maulana has actually caught up with Arwin Taruna. Might have Arwin made a mistake earlier. Maulana now just 0.3 of a second behind race leader Arwin Taruna. So let's see what Maulana has got. He has about 2 laps to make a move on Arwin Taruna. I'm not sure if Maulana has DRS or not. The rear wing there hasn't been activated yet. So this is purely on pace itself. Alright, so basically they are now probably going for the last lap already, because we are left with 1 minute to go into this race 1. And Maulana now will have DRS, but he doesn't use it yet. Too risky to use it, especially on the first corner there. You want as much downforce as possible. So this is essentially the last lap of the race. Alright, Maulana now 0.2 seconds behind Arwin Taruna. Let's see, when will he be using DRS? My guess is after the hairpin. Alright, so under braking there. Very, very close. Alright, the timer has stopped. This will be the final lap. And DRS is open for Rama Maulana. Right up the bumper of Arwin Taruna there. Into spoon they go. And Maulana now gonna be opening up DRS as soon as he can. You can see that the wing. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Maulana now nudges his way past onto first place. Arvin Taruna will be defenseless as he doesn't have DRS for that lap. So Maulana chose a good place there. And for the lap that you are within DRS range, you will get 3 usages of DRS. And there you go! Maulana will cross the checkered flag to take first position. Arvin Taruna in second, Fikri Sigir in third, Aiman Haziq in fourth, Muhammad Alif in fifth, Jaka Siswoyo in sixth, Jason Tay, unfortunate for him, he will finish in seventh. Meanwhile, there's scrap at the back between Henry Ko and Mada Andika. Henry Ko managed to make himself go up to 12th. Alright, so Blake Holden is in 9th, so he is currently in 2nd in the championship position. Mada Andika is down in 13th, so he will stay in 3rd. And we have one DNF there in the form of Kailan Chin. Alright, so as the drivers are finishing up the lap, don't go anywhere. Race 2 will be back right after. And of course, this race is made possible thanks to our sponsors, SimFai Solutions, Asia Driver Search, Plus 65 Motorsports, Taurus Industries, and Husingveld. And there you have it, folks. Confirmation of the standings. Oh, Pramila Jalu as well DNF'd. I believe he must have had a disconnection, probably. Alright, so there you have it, folks. Results for race 1 and on to race 2. Alright, so race 2 is gonna happen right now. The cars are lining up on the grid. And it is also in reverse position. So Jason Tay, even though he was 7th earlier, he'll start back in 2nd. And Blake Holden, who was in 8th, he will be in pole position actually. Could be wrong. Let's see. Alright. Cars are ready. Cars are lined up. So it's Haritama in first, Jason Tay in second. All of them are revving up their engines and off they go! Jason Tay off to a good start. He is currently leading the pack. Bad start there by Haritama. Jaka Siswoyo now in second place. So Jaka now championship leader will need to stay as high up as possible. Because Maulana finished the race in first earlier. Oh! Rough fighting there between Alif and Haritama. So the top two, Tay and Siswoyo, run away as far as possible. Muhammad Alif with Aiman Haziq again. These two were duking it out in the previous race. Meanwhile, Arvin Taruna is actually dead last. I wonder what has happened. Kailan Chin has managed to probably repair the car. He is still in the race. He's currently in 11th. Scrapping it out down there. Right, so Alif in 3rd position is slowly catching up to Jaka Siswoyo at the front. And Jason Tay, who was of course the victim of the incident earlier. currently running in first. And meanwhile, Fikri Sagir chasing after fellow countryman Maulana. Blake Holden, better drive from him right now. He's still holding on to 6th position. And let's see how long he'll be able to hold that position as well. Alright, so right now DRS will be activated. Jason Tay moves to the side there to cover off Jaka Siswoyo. So Arvind Taruna slowly climbing back up the grid, currently in 10th position. Let's take a look at Arvind Taruna. There's no cars around him actually, so he's actually quite far back. So let's see what he'll be able to do later on in the race. Meanwhile, up at front, Muhammad Alif is closing down on Jaka Siswoyo. DRS activated. Same goes for Siswoyo now. He's gonna make a move on Jason Tay as well. As you can see there, bumper to bumper. Ayman Haziq now joining the mix as well. Alif, as you can see there, a little bit of damage there on that Audi. Might have some contact with Siswoyo there. Right, Alif now weaving in and out, trying to find a space. Jason at the front, holding down the both of them. Jason, of course, doesn't have DRS. Oh, takes on the inside. Alif tries to squeeze in and managed to make the move stick. A little bit of scrappage there. So the two Singaporeans are currently leading the race. Ayman Haziq now gonna be joining in the fray. Tries to take a look, but still too far behind. So he'll be patient a little bit more. That helped him out earlier. From the stats itself, we can see Alif doesn't really have the same pace as Jason Tay. We'll see how it goes. However, Alif will have DRS. It's close enough. Maulana and Fikri Sagir has caught up to the top 5 drivers. So this is gonna be interesting. Arvind Taruna at the back there, I see his trading places with Zulfikri Wajdi. Let's take a look. Yep, indeed. Right, and he managed to make that overtake stick. And he'll be flying off into the distance at the moment. Alright, meanwhile, up in front, Alif has managed to overtake Jason Tay, 130R. Jason Tay tries to cover off Jaka Siswoyo at least, under braking there. Ayman Haziq now, right behind Jaka Siswoyo. All these guys are gonna be activating DRS at the moment, except for Jason Tay. So Jason Tay moves over onto the inside, tries to cover off Jaka Siswoyo. They touch a little bit there, wheel to wheel. It is the final race, of course, so everyone's going all out at the moment. It's only 7 minutes into this race. And already they are already trading paint already. Meanwhile, Alif trying to run away as far as possible while these three guys are fighting it out. So Jason Tay should have been close enough earlier to get DRS. So he will still be able to catch up to Alif at the front, who doesn't. So that'll be about season 3 next year. That we'll be using Formula 3 cars actually, if I'm not wrong. So that will be pretty interesting to see. Alright, so from 1st all the way to 7th, they are still very close to each other. So it's still anyone's game at the moment, as Jason Tay and Friki Sigir, Jaka Siswoyo, Aiman Haziq, Rafi Haditama and Andika Maulana, all of them trying to get as close as possible to the race leader. You can see there at the back, Aiman Haziq there trying to make a move on Jaka Siswoyo. Jaka Siswoyo as well trying to make a move on Jason Tay. So this can only end well. Jason Tay keeps on the inside line, tries to fend off Jaka Siswoyo. Right, let's see who will make the first move. It's the same fight all over again between Jason Tay and Jaka Siswoyo. So I believe that this race will boil down to the pit stop again. So far they're close enough, so if one pits, I believe everyone will be pitting at the same time. Meanwhile, first place Alif is able to maintain his pace thus far, despite not having DRS. Aiman Haziq now on the tail of Jaka Siswoyo. Something I've noticed about Aiman Haziq over the past races is that he has the pace, but he lacks that extra something to make an overtake happen. I myself don't know how to explain it, but it's just that final bit of the top of the cake to ensure that you get into positions where you can overtake someone. Alright, so as we were talking, Maulana now has silently moved up to 5th. He's closing down on Aiman Haziq. Right, it's still anyone's game. Alif is still not far off. Jason Tay still has DRS. And all of them will be closing down the gap on this straight and into 130R. So Maulana now very close to Aiman Haziq at the moment. Chooses to stay behind. Oh, what happened there to Jaka Siswoyo? A little bit of a slide there before entering the S's. Still not enough to face him. Jaka Siswoyo now right back up the bumper of Jason Tay. So we should be able to see the pit stop happening at about 15 minutes or so, because that's probably where the tires start to degrade as well. I saw a car on the outside there. Alright, so off we go for another lap. Jason Tay sticks to his racing line. He's flashing his lights on to Alif. Tries to go on the inside there. That's a move there by Jason Tay on Alif. He's getting closer. Jason Tay as well has to defend against Jaka Siswoyo. Maulana in 5th has to move past both Aiman Haziq and Jaka Siswoyo in order to get that championship title under him. You can see that Maulana there, right up the bumper of Aiman Haziq, trying to find that gap. In the background there we can see Fikri Sagir there trying to make a move on Haditama. Alright, so we are left with about 15 minutes to go, and we should be seeing the first person to go into the pit lane soon. Might be a battle to see who gets the fastest pit stop as well, just like in race 1. Right, meanwhile, Jaka Siswoyo that tries to go on the outside of Jason Tay. Jason Tay will be holding on to his line to prevent the move from sticking. Alright, so all of them except for Jaka Siswoyo is going into the pits. You can see that Arvind Taruna managed to go into 8th. So let's take a look there. Alright, so was all of them. Jason Tay was the first, together with see Alif. Alif gets out the track first. Jason Tay just right behind him. I think Aiman Haziq and Maulana as well. Right, so they entered as they came in. So off we go for round 2 in this final part of the race. So only Jaka Siswoyo from that group chose to stay out. So he will have to clock as fast of a time as possible to make sure that the undercut doesn't work on him. Zulfikri Wajdi as well, still out on the track. He might be a factor later on in his race, just like how he was earlier in the race, where he slowed down the front runners a little bit. Fikri Sigir that putting the pressure on Rafi Haditama right now. That pink WT livery car is just right behind him. Right, off they go into 130R. No DRS there by Fikri Sigir. They just came out of the pits. Fikri Sigir now really chasing after Rafi Haditama. Meanwhile, Jason Tay is still pretty close to Alif. Right, so Jaka Sissoyo just came out of the pit lane. Yofiki Wajdi just came in. So Alif Hamilton is back up in first. Alif is really controlling the pace at the moment at the front. It's matching Jason Tay's timing. So Jason Tay right now is out of DRS zone. He will need to push a little bit faster. Otherwise he'll be in danger of the three guys behind him. Ayman Haziq, Maulana and Siswoyo. So I believe Kalen Chin is out of the race again. So we have 13 cars running at the moment. Jalu Prawira is out of the race as well. See there, Jason Tay flashing his lights on Alif, trying to distract him as much as he can. But it's Ayman Haziq now right on the bumper of Jason Tay. Ayman as well trying to defend against the charging Maulana. Up onto Dunlop they go. Right, so we are less than 10 minutes to go into this final race of the season. At the moment, Maulana is going to be leading the championship points if he stays where he is. So he needs to get in front of Ayman Haziq. So Jason Tay tries to take a look on the inside of Muhammad Alif. You can see there's going to be a fail four-way between top four drivers. Ayman Haziq needs that edge to overcome his rivals. Alright, so you can see a little bit of... Oh! Ayman Hazik made a mistake there on... I believe that was Spoon Corner. He tapped the rear of... I believe it was Jason Tay. And Moana managed to sneak past. Just as I was about to say that the race was gonna be a stalemate. Ayman Hazik broke the chain, drops to 5th, and now we can see that Arvind Taruna in 6th. We all know how fast Taruna is, so he sees his chance there. Meanwhile, at the front, Jason Tay still doing his best to chase after Alif, but we have a charging Andika Maulana coming through. You can see there, Maulana faster pace than Tay. Now right up that rear of the BMW. That's right on board with Maulana at the moment. Look at that close, that's how close he is, and he's gonna make a move on Jason Tay. And Jason Tay sticks on the inside. Now Maulana switches over. Doesn't manage to make it stick. But he's not giving up yet. Maulana now trying to go on the inside, but that's the outside of the hairpin. Maulana gets a faster exit out of that corner. Tries to squeeze past Jason Tay. DRS is open for both Tay and Maulana. But Jason Tay defended well. Meanwhile, Arvind Taruna is... Okay, so basically Ayman Hazik has managed to overtake Jaka Siswoyo. Now he's back into 4th. Alright, you can see there in the background Arvind Taruna there, all over the rear of Jaka Siswoyo. Meanwhile, Maulana versus Tay again. Alif doing a good job at the front there, controlling the pace of the race. Alright, so Maulana now on the straight. Stays on the rear of Jason Tay. Alright, so Maulana now, as we know, he has more pace than Jason Tay. 4 minutes left into this race. Alright, so will Maulana make a move again? Look at that. Again, tries to go side by side with Jason Tay onto Dagner. Jason Tay knows where to block. Alright, so now again Maulana tries to go on the outside of Jason Tay at the hairpin, but doesn't work. Still right behind the rear of Jason Tay. DRS is open. Alright, and doesn't manage to make move stick. And meanwhile, while these two are fighting, Ayman Hazik has managed to close the gap between Jason Tay and Maulana. Maulana now tries to go on the outside, but cut off by Jason Tay. He's breaking now into the Casio chicane. Just a few laps to go to this final race of the season. You can see there in the background, Jaka Siswoyo has managed to overtake Ayman Hazik, but made a mistake, and now Arvind Taruna slips past, so Jaka Siswoyo is down in 6th. He is in the danger zone at the moment. His championship title is on the line as we are in the dying stages of this race. Maulana now right behind Jason Tay, if he is able to overtake Jason Tay. he will be able to move himself up in the championship standings. So it's all or nothing now from Rama Maulana. You know, at the back there, as you can see, Arvind Taruna left fighting against Ayman Haziq. So Tay and Maulana now side by side into the hairpin. Jason Tay is not gonna give an inch. You can see there Maulana carrying as much speed as possible out of the spoon corner, much more than Jason Tay. So DRS open now. Maulana tries to go on the outside. They go side by side into 130R. Maulana had to give way a little bit there. Right now, hard under braking. Oh, Maulana goes a little bit on the grass there. Lucky not to get caught out. Alright, off they go. This will be the final lap of this race. Alright, Jason Tay now. Very, very close to Alif. This will be the final chance for Jason Tay to make a move. Same goes for Maulana, same goes for Haziq, same goes for Arvind. These 5 guys fighting it out for the past almost 1 hour or so. Alright, as you can see that they are the closest they have been so far. Maulana now right up that bumper of that BMW. Tries again to go on the inside, which becomes the outside of that hairpin there. Alright, Ayman Haziq there being squeezed there by Arvind Taruna as well. They leave room for each other. Ayman Haziq will get the inside line, but Arvind Taruna still holding on. Both of them DRS open, and it's Arvind Taruna who got the place, and a little bit there by Jaka Siswoyo. Jaka Siswoyo needs that position from Ayman Haziq to be in this. Oh, and he makes a mistake there. Takes a little bit of the grass out of spoon corner, and Jaka Siswoyo will have to be content with 6. But in the foreground there, I saw Fikri Segir closing in to Siswoyo, so oh my goodness. Now into the Casio chicane they go. On to that final straight. Now we are on board with Muhammad Alif, and he will take the checkered flag for race 2. Jason Tay will take 2nd. Very close 3rd by Maulana. Arvind Taruna in 4th. Ayman Haziq in 5th. Jaka Siswoyo in 6th. Fikri Segir in 7th. Rafi Haritama in 8th. Blake Holden in 9th. Zulfikri Wajdi in 10th, and now we witness the fight between Jonathan Lee and Andika Mada for 11th and 12th respectively. I must say, what a race, what a way to end the season. Very, very close right till the end, and we will see later on when we calculate the results what the result will be. Maulana got 1st in race 1, and I believe he was 3rd in race 2. So will that be enough for him to get past Jaka Siswoyo in the championship standings? We'll wait till further confirmation by the stewards and the organizers later on. As of now, Henrico passes the finishing line. Kalen Chin there also as well. Alright, so Kalen Chin will round off the pack, and he crosses the finishing line as well. in 14th place. So there you have it, folks. Confirmation of the results. Jalu DNF. Muhammad Alif is the winner for race 2. Jason Tay in 2nd. Maulana in 3rd. Taruna in 4th. Ayman Hazik in 5th. Jaka Siswoyo in 6th. Fikri Seger in 7th. Rafi Aditama in 8th. Break Holden in 9th. Wajdi in 10th. Jonathan Lee in 11th. Maradika in 12th. Henrico in 13th. And Kalen Chin in 14th. What a race. What a race for sure. And so there you have it, folks. That marks the end of Season 2 DTM series for Race Room Asia Championship League. Thank you so much to our sponsors, SimFai Solutions, Asia Driver Search, Plus 65 Motorsports, Taurus Industries and Huizenveld for sponsoring the prizes. So right now the stewards and the organizers will be calculating the results right away, and I'll be publishing it soon on the Facebook page. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested in joining us for Season 3, don't hesitate to leave us a message on the RACL Facebook page, and we'll get back to you shortly on how you can get racing. Alright, so I've been Asafi Asadi, your host for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us over the past few races, the past season actually, and we thank you so much for supporting Race Room Asia Championship League, and of course to our participants as well for doing their best in this series, because without them then we won't have a race. So thank you so much to all participants all over Asia for participating, and hopefully we'll have more in the coming season. Season 3, of course, we will be running Formula cars. So for all you Formula fans out there, if you are watching and like what you see, do not hesitate to message us on our Facebook page. Alright, and there you have it, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Asafi Asadi. Thank you so much. Signing off.